Good evening. I'd like to open the special council meeting for March 22nd. We have two items on the agenda. I will ask for a roll call first.
Council Honan.
Here.
Council Fusillo.
Here.
Council Munson.
Here.
Council Belcher.
Here.
Council DeMarco.
Here.
Council Flockhart.
Here.
Council Aiello.
Here.
Vice President Ruggiero. President Lettieri.
Here. Please rise for the pledge, which will be led by Ella DeMarco.
Yes. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Nice job. Came from school. So the first item on the agenda is the announcement of the finalists for the town manager position. The Town Manager Search Committee worked along with Paradigm Consultants over the past couple of months. I do want to, I did thank the committee at our last meeting, but again, would like to just say thank you to Karen Chavez, who chaired the committee, Gus Martucci, who was the school representative, Lisa Howard's designee on the committee, Councilor Rob DeMarco, John Macero, Shannon Poolhouse, Peter Gill, and Vinnie Crossman for their hours of work to come up with the three finalists. They did have a total of 24 candidates. After several hours of discussion, and they cut that 24 candidates down to 9, which they conducted a set of, I think, 12 hours in interviews for those 9 candidates. And then after discussion, they forwarded a list of finalists to our consultant, which is John Petrin from Paradigm Associates. John has run background checks and such to do the due diligence of Paradigm. And he has informed me that those 3 finalists have passed their test and are very excited for the opportunity to interview for the final position. So I will announce those candidates now, and I will announce them alphabetically. The first one is Anthony Ansaldi, who is the current town administrator for the town of Littleton. Thomas Garino, and Anthony Ansaldi, last name Ansaldi. Second finalist, Thomas Garino, Guerino. Thomas is currently the director of the Greenfield Housing Authority, as well as consulting capacity with the town administrator of the town of Wareham, and he's the former town administrator in Bourne. And the last finalist is Anthony Marino, Marino, and Anthony is the current town manager for the town of Ipswich. So those are the 3 finalists. The way the process will work, we will be having interviews on Thursday, March 31st, starting at 4 p.m. with 3 1-hour and 15-minute slots. So there'll be 4, 5:15, and 6:30. And the thought would be that I will be submitting a name to the council for a vote or at the first council meeting in April, which is April 5th, I believe. The process for the interviews will be just like the process was in the with the search committee, that we will be receiving a packet early next week with all the background information from each candidate, along with some notes from the Paradigm Associates, probably a couple of pages, a page or a couple of pages of notes on each candidate. They will forward us also, which hopefully we'll have by this weekend, they will forward us a list of, which is what they did for the search committee, a pretty detailed list of questions under different categories. They won't get to all the questions. They will conduct the interview, they will lead the interview. The council, each council will be open for any you know, any feedback on any questions or any additional questions on a certain subject if they didn't feel the candidate went deep enough into an answer. And that's the way the process will go. And that is it for that. So we congratulate Mr. Ansaldi, Mr. Guarino, and Mr. Marino. And we look forward to the interviews. They will be at a location to be determined. It might be here or it might be the senior center. They will be open to the public. They will be on Zoom and on, or they won't be on Zoom. They will not be on Zoom because obviously we wouldn't want candidate 2 to see candidate 1 or candidate 3 to see candidate 1 or 2. So they will be taped by WCAT. They will be played over that following weekend. They will not be live, but they are open to the public. There will be no comments, no public questions asked at the interviews. And this is all in basically how it's been done for the last 16 years. That is it. We have one more item on the agenda, and that is for me to ask if somebody would make a motion to suspend council rules to hold. Yeah.
Before we move on, can I just ask a quick question on the voting process of the town manager? How does one win?
Well, as I said earlier, the council president will submit a name into nomination, not on the 31st, probably. I'm assuming on the April 5th regularly scheduled meeting, and we'll ask for a second, and I need 5 votes.
Gotcha.
Right. So it's not a. The council president doesn't select the town manager. The council president nominates the town manager. If that town manager selection does not have 5 votes, we start the whole process again. Yeah, Councilor Flockhart.
I'm sorry, I may have missed it. Did
No,
you
I'm sorry.
say that you would be giving us the resumes of these people?
Yes, the resumes I will give out. I will try to email this evening even. But then there'll be follow-up information. There'll be a packet of information from Paradigm on each candidate in terms of background and all that stuff. In terms of, you know, they also will give like a 2-page summary of their thoughts on each candidate. Any other questions? Yeah, Councilor Ayala.
Assumption
Sure.
that we should be very careful and private with the information provided to us because they involve other people's.
Yes, I mean, this is, we're live now. This is public information. I mean, people are allowed to Google the candidates. They're allowed to look on Facebook, look on social media, whatever. And I would encourage you all to do that. And that is what part of the check is going to become in the packet of information you have. It's not going to say their Facebook's accounts, but it's going to have a lot of detailed information on each candidate. But I would encourage you to do your due diligence and look ahead. But correct, it's obviously still, it's a personal matter. You don't want to. Councilor DeMarco.
Council President, obviously I served on the search committee. Other councilors might ask me for information, and that was executive session. What am I allowed to give?
You're not allowed to say anything specific from that meeting until the candidate is picked. Once the candidate is picked, then the purpose of the meeting is concluded. The executive session would be open to public information.
Okay, thank you.
All right, I will just ask for a motion to suspend council rules to meet on March 31st, starting at 4 o'clock for the sole purpose of finalist interviews for the town manager position. So moved by Councilor Belcher, second by Councilor Fusillo. Any discussion on that? Councilor Ayala.
Reminder that I may be remote, so even though it's not Zoom.
That's why it could end up being here.
Okay, I'll work with Denise. So.
Yep.
Okay.
Seeing no other discussion, I'll ask for a roll call vote.
Council Honan?
Yes.
Council Fusillo?
Yes.
Council Munson?
Yes?
Council Belcher?
Yes.
Council DeMarco?
Yes.
Council Flockhart?
Yes.
Council Aiello?
Yes.
Vice President Ruggiero? President Lettieri?
Yes, ask for a motion to adjourn.
Motion.
Motion made, seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Ayes have it. Motion, council meeting is adjourned.